love, love, love. How do you handle love? What is love to us? What is the idea of love, as the Lord will say? You we know we love our friends. We know we love our family members. Should our love stop just at the door of our friends and our family members? Is it possible to love even the enemies of who hate us? What does the Bible say? Let's look at it. Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 to 48. It says, "You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." Again, he reminds them what uh, their laws, or they've been taught. He reminds them what they've been taught, the Jews. He said, love your neighbor, but hate your enemy. Love your neighbor, but hate your enemy. And that's one of the biggest problems we have in the world today. Anyone we call enemy becomes, we dehumanize that person, or we dehumanize a nation, a whole nation, as soon as we deem them our enemy. And then we can do whatever we want to those people. And we don't even feel it because we don't see them as human beings. It's like they're just animals. But what does the Lord say to us? Look at Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 through 48. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Love your enemies. Now, I don't know about you, that's a very difficult thing to do. Very difficult to do. Think about it. How can we love our enemies? Somebody is trying to hurt us, and the Lord is saying He wants us to love our enemies. That's telling us that He has given us a higher standard. He expects a higher standard from those of us who call ourselves His people. He said, bless those who curse you. Now that's in prayer. You're supposed to be blessing those who curse you. Think about how difficult that could be. Mm. Bless those who curse you. You know they don't mean well for you, but you're praying, Lord, I bless this person. I pray for their salvation. I pray for the love of God will come into their life. I pray for peace. I pray they will prosper. I pray they will come to know you. Oh Lord, I mean, you're praying a prayer of blessing upon your enemy. Do good to those who hate you, he said. Do good to them. You know they hate you, but you have the capacity to do good to them. The Lord said, do good to them. Do good to them. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. That's what the Lord is telling us. He tells us the reason. So we need to be like our Lord. We need to be like Jesus. We need to be like our Father in heaven. Well, how easy? See, He makes His sun to shine, or His sun to rise on the evil and the good. In other words, the Lord does not send the sun onto the earth and say, okay, it's going to just go to the houses of those people who are good. No, He lets His sun touch every soul on earth. He also does what? With the rain, He lets the rain fall on the bad, the just, and the unjust. In other words, He pours out His blessing upon the earth, that these fundamental blessings, He pours those down upon the earth for everybody to partake in. If the sun doesn't shine, we won't have our food. Health will not be right. If the rain doesn't fall, we will have problem on earth. But the Lord allows that to happen for everybody, whether they are Christians or non-Christians, whether they're evil or good. And Jesus Christ is telling us that we need to be like Him. We need to be representing properly. He said, for if you love those who love you, he said, what have you done? What have you really done? What have you really achieved better than an ungodly person? The ungodly still love the people that love them. They love their own family. But the Lord is saying to us, we need to go to a higher standard. A higher standard. He said, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? He said, and if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? We all need to think about this. We all need to think about this and understand that the Lord is asking us to move to a higher standard, higher standard. So do not even the tax collectors do so. Therefore, you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. Again, the Lord is asking us for a higher standard of existence, a higher standard of existence. So, what is the conclusion? The Lord sets a higher standard for us. Love as the Lord loves. Love as the Lord loves. That's what the Lord is saying to us today.